Hands are a difficult subject. There are so many angles and so much to creating depth and not simply a flat drawing. Too many artists avoid drawing hands because of this. But the truth is, they should be drawing them more for that very reason. Anytime something seems too hard, that means you should be painting or drawing that subject more than anything else. Can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, I'm never painting trees again, they're so hard. I'm never painting hands, I'm never painting feet, I'm never doing whatever again because it's so hard. But in reality, they should just be doing that thing more so that they master it. Master it so you don't find yourself avoiding it in the future. Plus, when you master the hard things, everything else will seem easier than ever. Gain confidence in your skills by doing the hard stuff. I'm using PanPastels and soft tools to block in my general values. Links are in the video description. PanPastels speed up the process because I can map out my shadows and highlights quickly. They're also quite forgiving. If I realize I need to adjust something, I simply dab that area with a kneaded eraser. I don't need to worry about my details. That's going to come later with the colored pencil. Once I'm done with the PanPastel, I spray a fine mist over everything with SpectraFix. Then I can start with the colored pencils. Pro tip, I always keep my original drawing, or tracing if you go that route, on a separate piece of paper. That way I can quickly check my proportions and add my lines back in without second guessing myself. I already took the time to make sure the original drawing was accurate, so it's like having a safety net for that accuracy. Why waste time drawing it all over again from scratch? Now, when drawing hands, you need an accurate drawing. This isn't like drawing a flower where one petal is misshaped, no one will know the difference. If the fingers are off, everyone's going to notice. Now, if your drawing skills are not perfect yet, here's a hack. Try tracing. This will force you into noticing details and angles that you otherwise might have missed. Now, I've been teaching this method for over 25 years. I have real-world experience in that when I have a student perfect their drawing skills by tracing, they progress far faster than the students who don't. The students who don't trace have a tendency to make the same mistake over and over and over again, and that's just slowing the progress. And even worse, they often start to accept those mistakes as being correct because they've just gotten so used to seeing it drawn that way. The student who practices tracing along with freehanding are always the ones that end up more accurate in their actual freehand drawings. Start with an accurate foundation and watch your art skills soar. What I like to do with students is have them trace something 10 or 11 times. By that 12th time, have them freehand it, and then go back and trace again, and then freehand. You're going back and forth. The goal is not to just depend on tracing. I want to improve your actual drawing skills. And by tracing, it forces your brain to see what's really there, not what it thinks is there. When I have someone freehand 10 or 11 times, by that 10th, 11th, 12th time, they have a tendency to just keep making the same mistake over and over again. There's not typically a ton of improvement in that amount of time, like there is with those who traced it several times. Think when you learned to write your letters as a kid. You learned that by tracing them. It forced your hand to learn the movement and your eye to recognize what was really there. It's the same thing with art. And I know there are teachers out there who will tell you if you learn to trace or you trace, you'll never get better at your own drawing. It limits you, and that is just not the case. Again, I've been teaching this method for 25 years, and my goal is for your freehanding skills to improve by using tracing as a tool. If you haven't checked out my Patreon lesson recently, you are truly missing out. With over 25 years of teaching experience, I have helped thousands of artists break through their plateaus and reach levels they never thought possible. Now that my live stream are members only, I have even more time to create in-depth, high-quality lessons that go far beyond the basics. If you've been feeling stuck, like your progress just hit a wall, it's not because you lack talent, it's because you've been limiting yourself to beginner-level content. Real growth happens when you challenge yourself with subjects that feel just out of reach. That's exactly where my method shines. My students are constantly amazed at how quickly they improve once they dive into the deeper, more advanced work. The techniques and structured guidance I provide make even the most intimidating subjects feel achievable and incredibly rewarding. Ready to finally unlock your full potential and see the kind of progress you've been dreaming about? Head over to patreon.com/Lachri, where you will get instant access to over 400 of my detailed lessons for as little as $6 a month. At some point, that price is going to go up when I come up with the time to actually do it, so lock it in now while you still can. Now, watch this part closely. Notice all the blues, purples, oranges, and pinks I'm using. A big mistake a lot of artists make, grabbing one boring neutral skin tone and calling it a day. I have been contacted by so many artists asking me what color to use for this skin tone, what color to use for that skin tone. There's no one color, all of them. All of them are my answer, use all the color. Real skin has so much life. No matter what skin tone you're drawing, throw in those cool and warm colors. For example, if the reference looks a little grayish, I reach for my blues and purples. These extra hues add depth, interest, and a glowing, alive feeling that makes your drawing pop. As I build up the details, I keep pushing my darks darker and my lights lighter. Don't be afraid to go bold with your values. If everything stays too muted, the finished piece will look flat and fake. And here is a crucial habit. Step back from your drawing often. Up close, it can look like random abstract shapes, and everything feels like you're doing it wrong. But when you view it from a distance, everything suddenly clicks into place. Trust your reference photo, copy what you see, and let the magic happen. If you want to learn more about portraits in colored pencil, you definitely want to check this video out next.